Lightning-fast pad work, grueling strength and conditioning sessions, and tossing a heavy medicine ball like it's weightless. These are just some of the clips coming straight out of Gervonta Davis's training camp for his next fight. Watching the Baltimore native in action begs the question, did Lamont Roach just make the biggest mistake of his career by moving up a weight class to challenge Tank for his WBA lightweight title? As Davis gears up to go from crushing pads to crushing his next opponent's skull, here's an inside look at his training camp and the build-up to his showdown with Lamont Roach. On September 30th, 2024, it was announced that Roach, who at the time was also the WBA super featherweight champion, was granted special permission by the World Boxing Association to move up a weight class and challenge Gervonta Davis for his WBA lightweight title on December 14th, 2024. The fight was initially confirmed to take place at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. However, in late October, it was reported that the fight had been postponed to March 1st, 2025 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. While many believe Lamont Roach is not on Tank's level, the Baltimore native isn't taking this fight lightly, as evident from the latest footage emerging from his training camp. Davis knows that underestimating an opponent can lead to disaster, so he's approaching this fight with intense focus, and his brutal training methods further prove that. Tank can be seen doing pad work with such speed that it could make even the Flash envious. It's no surprise that even former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis doesn't want any of that smoke, even in sparring. When asked if he would spar with Tank, Lennox firmly responded with a no, stating that this hard-hitting maestro is simply too fast for him.
Hey Lennox, you want some sparring with Tank?
When you combine his blistering speed and natural one-punch knockout power, you get a lab specimen that simply can't be replicated. That's why Gervonta Davis is so dangerous. He's the perfect blend of lightning-fast speed and legitimate knockout power. Tank's ability to constantly provide highlight reel knockouts is often hailed as raw, God-given talent, but what many don't see is the intense, unconventional training that sharpens those skills. One particular clip left fans stunned and intrigued, showcasing Davis performing a unique core-strengthening exercise that defies the norm. Instead of the usual method of slamming a medicine ball against a wall to build rotational strength, Davis took it to another level, tossing the ball with two other individuals in a dynamic and demanding variation.
Let's go.
This twist on a classic drill not only adds an extra layer of difficulty, but also highlights the creativity and grit that go into his training routine. When it comes to Tank, it's clear that what happens behind the scenes is just as impressive as what happens in the ring. But it's not just his speed and power that make Gervonta Davis a true unicorn of the sport. His footwork is on another level, as he constantly trains to outmaneuver opponents and find better angles for openings. As seen in his latest training footage, Tank combines pad work with footwork, and the way he moves, trying to land a punch on him looks as difficult as catching a mosquito with chopsticks. The unlucky Lamont Roach will be left guessing where Gervonta is coming from, until Tank unleashes his ballistic missiles and shuts his lights off with a nuclear punch. Gervonta Davis made his intentions crystal clear at their press conference. Responding to Lamont's claim that Tank's previous opponents didn't have strong chins, the Baltimore native casually and confidently replied, "It's his chin's turn now."
Tank, Roach said earlier today that, he feels like the guys that you've knocked out recently don't have a chin. What's your response to that?
We gotta test his chin out.
Davis didn't stop there. He issued a chilling warning advising Lamont not to bring his kid to the fight, as it would be a hard sight to witness.
He gonna try to test? I'm gonna
You
try to
seen my
test.
post, right?
You said, which one?
Well, I told you to leave the kids home.
My son gonna be front and center. You talking about? He could be front and center.
Need a kid.
Why wouldn't he want to see his father?
When asked how he thought the fight would unfold, Gervonta predicted a 9th-round knockout. He also took the opportunity to mock his opponent, whom he claimed looked scared.
Round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looks at knife.
I'm telling him, I'm not.
In typical Tank fashion, he doubled down, urging Lamont to leave his family at home so they wouldn't have to see their loved one destroyed in the ring.
You better leave them home. You better leave the females home. On my mother, you better leave the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
They gonna
Now
be
watch.
there.
You know a fight is reaching its boiling point when one fighter starts targeting the other's team. In another press conference, Gervonta Davis had enough of the provocations and exploded on Lamont's team, holding nothing back.
You know when they start talking, when the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'ma beat his ass.
Can't
y'all
do
talk
with.
for
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if
Be
y'all was
all that
quiet,
ski
y'all
mask
was,
and
if y'all
all
was
that.
loud.
They got the
y'all
whole
was
hood
fucking
over there,
talking about-
Tank.
Like twisted up. I don't give a fuck
Y'all
about none
can
of that.
do whatever
I don't
y'all
care about
want.
none of
My
that.
mother, he
I don't
can't
care
stop
about no
nothing
hood,
over
no
here.
none of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna him up.
He even warned them that their antics weren't doing their fighter any favors, saying they were only making things harder for him.
Right now, know what's going on. Come on, stop. Y'all know
like
what's going
that.
on. Y'all know
I like
how
that.
I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it hard for him.
Judging by Gervonta's training footage from his camp, it looks like he's angry, determined, and gearing up for a brutal knockout. The strength and conditioning training he's doing is specifically designed to enhance his knockout power.
Spartans! What is your profession?
They say you're only as good as your last performance, and Tank looked spectacular against Frank Martin. The script against Lamont Roach would not differ much either. That masterpiece even caught the attention of his rival and potential opponent, Shakur Stevenson, who couldn't help but acknowledge Gervonta's skills. According to Shakur, Tank made Frank Martin look like someone who had never fought before, praising Tank's experience as a key factor in winning that bout.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid, and you can tell like with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like the experience he got is not on the level of like Tank, and he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go home.
But let's circle back to Gervonta's training methods. One of boxing's eternal debates centers on whether a puncher is born or made. While not everyone is destined to possess the jaw-dropping knockout power of Mike Tyson or Deontay Wilder, it's undeniable that with the right training, anyone can maximize their individual punching potential. Tank Davis is a prime example of this, a fighter whose knockout artistry stems from a blend of natural ability and relentless refinement. Tank's power starts from his grounded footwork. His legs act like coiled springs, bent and ready to unleash explosive force with every punch. This ability to push off the ground and channel energy through his strikes is a hallmark of his style. Take a closer look at how Davis maintains impeccable balance even while throwing full-power shots on the heavy bag. His positioning ensures that no energy is wasted, and his strikes carry maximum impact. One of Gervonta's signature weapons is his ability to counter with devastating efficiency. A favorite move involves slipping to the outside while delivering his trademark left cross or overhand punch. This technique shares similarities with Manny Pacquiao's split entry cross counter, but Davis adds his own twist, pure knockout power. Many of his highlight reel finishes come from countering an opponent's attack, using his slick head movement to evade before delivering the final blow. His training regimen is laser focused on mastering this skill, as showcased here. Though renowned for his explosive knockouts, Davis's success begins with one of boxing's most fundamental tools, the jab. It's the cornerstone of his offense, allowing him to set traps and measure distance with surgical precision. Tank frequently employs pawing jabs, using them as a rangefinder before unleashing a crushing left cross or a looping right hook. Notice his disciplined approach to using light jabs during training, occupying his opponent's guard and creating openings for his power shots. Another unique aspect of Davis's game is his use of the extended jab, which resembles a momentary long guard. By leaving his jab extended, he creates a barrier that blocks his opponent's line of attack, giving him more control over the range and tempo of the fight. This technique is especially effective when dealing with opponents who hold a reach advantage, as it allows Tank to either close the distance or move out of danger seamlessly. Davis's polished execution of these techniques is no accident. Under the mentorship of Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest defensive boxers in history, Tank has honed his craft to perfection. Mayweather's influence is evident in Tank's ability to control the pace of a fight and adapt his strategy mid-battle. Watch as Floyd himself helps Tank sharpen his jab and refine his overall technique. In Gervonta Davis, we see a fighter who combines raw talent with a deep understanding of the sweet science. Every movement is calculated, every punch purposeful. Whether you believe a puncher is born or made, there's no denying that Tank Davis has crafted himself into one of the most complete fighters of our time. That being said, Lamont Roach better train hard and pray for a Hail Mary outcome, because in every other scenario, Tank Davis lands that big left hand and sends him straight into oblivion. And what about you, fight fans? What do you think of Tank's latest training footage? How do you see his upcoming clash with Lamont Roach playing out? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.